What's going on, YouTube? This is Harper again with Community First. Here we go again, and I want to talk about the reflection of being an American DOS, American descendant of slave. I want to talk about the reflection of that. I've been doing an assessment on the community. When I go out and I'm not doing business, I'm not working, I take myself to an outing. Me and a couple of friends and other constituents, people I work with, whatever, we go to outings and we see things. And as though it pertains to us, I keep my eyes open. And what I've noticed in a lot of cities, and especially in Atlanta and other places, we are seeing other people out enjoying and celebrating their regime. They're celebrating their renaissance as though they are in the workforce. They're working in IT, other groups, along with white people outside of bars and grills and restaurants and eating and enjoying themselves. Predominantly look like other groups, immigration and, white people that are in this country, that are in our jurisdiction, that are enjoying themselves, going out to outings, eating and being encouraged. They have the idea of encouragement, the idea of community, simply because they were able to come here and reign in success throughout the hardship of someone else's labor. Because now the nation is built. The White House is built, the steps, the stones have been put together to old historic monuments. And I see other groups are taking pictures of them and different things like that. And then we look at ourselves and we see very little of us moving around in those environments where it's celebrates, where people are celebrating, where people are enjoying beers and, wings and different things like that. It's very few of us doing it. And I looked at that, and this is the direct, direct look of the community outside when all the jobs are closed and people are eating and enjoying themselves. And what I've come to learn in a couple of my constituents, that they have a right, they have an encouragement where they enjoy their renaissance. They're able to talk, and I talk to some of them. I'm a very open person. I speak to people, and they're saying stuff like, well, do you know what this is at? And do you know what that is at? And we doing this, and we doing that. And we just opened a new restaurant, and we just did this. These are immigrants. And we just did this. And, some of them speak with a derogatory tone as you talk to them if you're a Black American, an ADOS person. They do that. So now the controversy comes with us, with immigrants trying to lean toward their existence as immigration and not us. They say they us. They live off of our existence and what we have, like affirmative action and, going to our HBCUs or living off our tax dollars or our means to support their cause and coming and patronizing their businesses and giving them money and buying their product and different things like that, because we're surrounded by it. It's like it's right in our faces on the corners of predominantly Black areas and some even in the suburbs because they enjoy these foods that they have, the salsalitas that the Latins have and the Korean buffets and all of this stuff. And even soul food places that are owned by other groups that are not us. Now notice that. So it's almost like, well, Black people don't have any skill. Now, we are educated. There are a lot of us that are doctors and are lawyers and attorneys. As first and foremost, the people that we talk to concerning ADOS, most of us have an education or a great, tremendous amount of intellectual existence. A lot of us are intellectuals as well. And this is what I've noticed in the community when I do my assessment, that we're out there patronizing other people groups, and then they come out and enjoy themselves, living in high rises and buying condos and actually building immigration buildings so that they can get them clearance as citizenship, making sanctuary laws against our cause, even against white people here. That's how big it's getting. It's becoming socialist because these people now are showing white people, well, we want what you got too. We don't just want to take over Blacks. We want what you got too. This is real truth. And I know people might not want me to say that, but it's true. This is what I've been watching for over a couple of years. Actually, with the president that's in Oval Office, that sits in Oval Office, President Donald Trump, campaigning, saying he will remove the idea of immigration being here illegally, and in the birthright citizenship would belong to African-American descendants of slavery, American descendants of slavery, which belongs to them. The 14th Amendment, it states that any child that's born in this jurisdiction thereof becomes American citizens. Now, in our jurisdiction, that was created after slavery was abolished, the 14th Amendment, and the 13th Amendment, the 12th Amendment, the 8th Amendment, which, states for us as pertains to us being a protected class. So we got other people benefiting from that. and high status and leaving us at the low totem pole on the charts and the numbers because we never exchanged on our wealth concerning our hardship, the humanitarian crime. We never exchange on it, and that's against the law. So we coming to correct it. We never exchange on it, even how hard we fought for our community people. MLK was assassinated. Malcolm X was even assassinated. I mean, we can go on and on. The cause of the Black Panthers were told they were a militant force. They did a lot for the community. They started basically the WIC program, giving children hot breakfasts. See, our integrity was always sabotaged as a group, and we're not standing for that right now in this new age. We're coming in a place of prestige. We're coming in a place of education and intellectual presence. You know, it's not to be violence or anything else for anybody. That is beneath our talking points. But we're definitely standing firm within the law, within the jurisdiction of our demands. This is belong to us. We're not looking for a handout, but you're going to give us what we're due and what we owe in our society so that we can reign and regime in our own success and we can pull ourselves up and do what we need to do for our children. This is for our children. You're talking about a people that a humanitarian crime was committed against even after slavery, even up until now, the redlining, all of that. And what people really angry about is the derogatory tone of the exchange of immigrants. Immigration has been a real big problem. It's not that nobody hate immigrants and we don't want them to do better, but don't come here and think it's yours and start stepping on people who support the idea of your success. This is what's going on in business exchange and everything. All of this. These people are reigning, and they're going out in clubs at night and enjoying themselves and talking and stuff. And some of them, you know, look at Black people like, oh, Black people are coming here. Oh, Black people. Or, oh, Black people. You know, so this is what's going on. And not really realizing they biting the hand that feed them. You don't bite. And I was told a long time ago, you never bite the hand that feeds you. And we can say that because we built this country. We built this system. We built the base of Capitol Hill. And you come in here with a derogatory analysis about who I am, saying my IQ is low and different things. We know where you get your statistics from, okay? So that's not even true. Doing things like that. Other groups coming in here raining, don't even speak our languages. Most of the people that don't speak our language are the Latin group. They come in here and they hide in the shadows, and now they are mounting themselves out of poverty, working on everybody's rooftop, doing all the landscaping, doing all the air conditioning construction sites, everything, and they only hide their people. They only take care of their people. So they have business camaraderie with each other, and they don't even speak American English. They don't even speak it. They don't conform. So they are told that you are put here. They put them up here. And our government and Black politicians fighting for them inside our government, the state legislator fighting for them, went against the governors of each state at the Supreme Court, saying that ICE is the KKK. Kamala Harris said that. And she talking about these people were against us as far as our economic wealth, as far as our job market and for lower skill. And you telling us that you want to protect them, but you have no agenda set in stone for us. So while we vote you in, why don't you go on back to Howard University and smoke your blunt and giddy around and laugh like a little whore, if that's what you want to do, because we're not going to vote for you. You don't got my vote. So I tell you what, and Cory Booker either, with your henny laugh about what Black people are, the agenda for Black men and women. And you're supposed to be one of us because you want to kiss butt and lead to the powers that be. I'm sorry. You can repent and change. Kudos to you. I'll be glad when you do that. But as of now, you are not your slithering. You will not get in power over me and lean to another group when I'm the one in dire situation as far as community, in terms of community. You know, so this is what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a rich nation that deserve that owe us. I mean, in big fashion, so that we can get on. And we, as my assessment goes in the community, I see that a lot of us who have come to high status like to patronize other people's entertainment also, because we look at ourselves as something. A lot of Black people, unfortunately, have looked at themselves as something uninviting. And they get better with themselves and say they don't want to have nothing to do with them Negroes. I don't want to live over there. It's too much violence. Well, that's true. We understand. People left, those Black people left in dire situation. Well, have no wealth, no real value. They don't know nothing about owning nothing, a lot of them. Keisha Pook and Ray Ray and all of them people. And then you got black people in politics that are fighting for the rights of illegal immigration. That's an enemy. It's not about whether we're against people and want them to be in dire situation, but we need to stop promoting them above us like we ain't got no pride. And then like we don't have no knowledge. And matter of fact, no wisdom. But knowledge is what's really important because knowledge is we can go on facts of what in terms of law, in terms of government. Okay. And then we're not even paying attention to our cause there. This is what Dr. Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore is showing us on the charts, who we are. This is why it can explain to us why we have these exchanges in our community and why we can be always not successful as we put forth an effort because we are considered to be and projected on as an undesirable people as far as business. And it's not fair or right. It's not even true. So, we have problems in the community where as though black people following elements that are against them and not realizing what's going on. We could take that all the way back to the psychology letter of Willie Ledge, to be honest with you, because it still reigns around the idea that the ideology of something continue to live. You can kill the messenger, but a lot of times you can't kill the ideology. That's why ADOS is an ideology. And it's definitely it's an agenda with a agenda that has a presentation that is valid and is positive for us people. We would like to ask people that are news anchors and reporters and black people that come in, why are you opposed against ADOS as a Negro? That's something Mark or Malcolm X would say, which is true. That's a valid question. Why are you? We want to know what your answer may be. But for the most part, everybody's quiet about it. The only people really noisy about it is the people who are progressively promoting it and immigration who are opposed to it. And they are very rude and presumptuous. Listen, if y'all want to be on our side, it would be integrity for you to say, I stand with y'all. Y'all deserve this. I'm proud to be here. American spirit is prideful. Black people get together, get what you give. We don't want nothing, but we're glad to see you doing this. They're not saying that. They telling us we're doing it the wrong way and we hate them and trying to dismantle our cause. And they're here. They're not worried about the Haitians need to be over there fighting Jamaicans or whoever, need to be over there fighting Great Britain about what their people living in S-hole conditions. While they're over here with all these analysis about how we should do something with a derogatory benign tone concerning us. And someone just right out, don't even have a benign tone. They just right out saying that, trying to come up with commentary and all kinds of analysis of how we roll, because it was something that doesn't even have to do with you. I mean, I'm not going to even ask the question, how are we wrong? What kind of knowledge do you need? We're not you. This is our home. We're Americans. We are literally Americans in our heart, but we need to be Americans on the chart inside our political rights of the constitutional rights. We need to be documented and exchanged on in terms of law as a protected class, as it pertains to our wealth and the tangibles that's owed to us, as it pertains to that. So we can do away with the inferior tone of other groups being over here, and we can educate our children and dismantle the disenfranchisement of our people with what's owed to us for what we were in captivity to build and how we got redlined even after it concerning the institution of slavery. This is what this is about. It's not about hating nobody and hating other groups. What you mean? That's an insult to tell us that. That's like y'all want us to have a mama mouth and come on back down to where we was so we can watch everybody else reign in success. No, that's not going to be the cause. A lot of us are too educated and professional to know what's going on. We have the literature, we have the numbers, we have the charts, and we are not playing. This is a government agenda. And this is an agenda for us to put on the table to recognize ourselves as a community, as a group. We don't have no protection necessarily. We're supposed to be a protected class. Everybody else can brag on who they are, they flag, or where they come from. Then we ADOS. We American descendants of slavery. We ADOS. So ADOS is powerful. ADOS paved the way for you. We built this system, ingenuity, along with our fellow white Americans. So we ADOS. That's who we are. We're American descendants of slavery. Okay, we want you to know that it's not going to be just a hardship for us to reflect on that title. We want that title to reflect as a jewel in support of economic exchange, in support of community value, in terms of the light of politics, in political sense, and the sense of economic wealth. And therefore, we can concentrate on what's really happening inside our community with our people. No matter where we choose to live, we're in a free country, but we need a base to go to. We need a protected class. Other people have that. Latinos have that. They run certain departments. The Caribbeans have that. They share gas stations and stores. The Chinese have that in restaurants and nail shops. They have that. White people have it. They're CEOs. Indians are CEOs. Indians are working in IT. They have all of that. And that's okay. That's okay, but it's not okay. Not over us who gave the existence through our blood, sweat, and tears and being in denial of our resources, constantly letting other people step on it, saying, okay, well, I do exist, y'all. Let me lay my back down so y'all can step on it so y'all can get happy. And we'll be over there to buy a plate from you. We'll be over there to buy your t-shirts. We'll come to your doctor's offices and let you see about us so you can get paid for my insurance. So that's what the descendants of slaves expected to do. So we're going to be football players for you too. We know you own the company, so you're going to make a little bit more money, but we'll be all right. We're going to make up rap music. We know it's a bad thing in our community, some of it, not all of it. And we're going to come on over there and we're going to get money. We're going to get paid. We're going to make $1 million or $20 million. And we know you got $100 million, but we're going to be degenerates for you. That's what they suspected for us to do. And that's not what we intend to do. We want to show our children and show our community that you can be wealthy outside of being a degenerate. And you can be wealthy outside in terms of you getting all kinds of aid as far as that disability and stuff like that. We want you to reign in success and be educated. And then we want you, and actually, we're not asking for a handout. We want what's owed to us, and we will get it because we are inside that demands. We are in a place where we understand that. It's a different thing from the time of Martin Luther King Jr.'s regime. And we look at night and we go out, many people do, in my assessment, my constituents, we go around at night, we see other groups enjoying themselves, hanging around, celebrating because they're in a celebrating tone. How you doing, subscriber? What's up? Join me. It's nice to have you. Welcome to Community First. Harper speaking. And I'm talking about us doing an assessment in the community. Before we had the numbers and realized that we were being manipulated economically, we saw it in our physical forms. Out there, people looking at you, whether you're educated or not, as a Black person, going around in these businesses, looking at you like a certain way. Even my friends, I go out all the time with my constituents, and we talk about it all the time. So before ADOS really started taking off, it was already in our exchange as ADOS, as Black Americans. So now we see what's going on. The charts are telling us these people are reigning success over us on our backs, on our monies, eating off our plates illegally. Affirmative action, and they going by title, like being a minority. We don't want to. We're not no minority. First and foremost, let y'all have that. Being a minority, they getting reigning, going to HBCUs and different things like that, and then they have an encouragement for them. So they have community. They have community and community value. They are pro-family because they are encouraged to be inside our nation. But when they're in their country, they're in war-torn situations. But then they come where descendants of slaves built and worked and brought the wealth into and enjoy it and reign in success as a renaissance to them. And we're not on the charts. And it has a little to do with what we do necessarily. It's the fact that the humanitarian crime has not been, it was committed and the laws have been exchanged on, which is against the law. Well, we were supposed to be given these tangibles years and centuries ago, so therefore we will be wealthy and we can exchange in that sense, not become degenerates or become people that are being products of whatever that's put before you as being projected and whatever they have projected upon us. And so then we emulated a lot of people that don't have knowledge. And even me as a young man emulated during the time of the war on drugs. where it was perpetuated and manipulated among us as a people. In our community, the CIA planted it in predominantly black areas, and it executed. I mean, and Gary Webb, the white reporter, wrote the story. These are all documented facts. You see, due to them not abiding by the constitutional rights and the laws, they left us open to all kinds of abuse. We were mishandled by a powerful entity that we built and structured. And now we come to a place where we say, no, we already dealing with y'all, dealing with us in a certain way. We're not going to deal with other groups. And it got so bad, they started coming over there to the white bedrock, the immigration people. That's why the president campaigned against them when he campaigned over them removing them. And they think we're against them. That's not what it is. They have allowed themselves to be put in the light of something negative because they tried to be white and come over here and do something to us. They lost respect and never really had it. And some of them do. But it's so very little of the ones who do. We have to talk about the ones who don't have respect, because that's where the problem comes from. Because I'm following everybody. I do my assessment on the community, on the people. I watch these videos. I go out and I see these things. I'm outside letting people know, and let other black men and women know, especially that are young as pertains to us. Have you heard about ADOS? This is cards. This is what. Go to this website. Go to the agenda. A lot of people are thankful that they said, I didn't know that. I said, well, if you don't know it now, it will come around. You will find out, because it's definitely progressive and it's snowballing. We need a cause, and we need a place, a protected class. And this is what's happening. And a lot of people think that, oh, they're just talking this and that and other thing. No, these are very serious analysis that's going on. A lot of people that are doctors and teachers and lawyers are involved. The only thing that sort of disappoints me, but I don't care because we're going to stand no matter what, is that the Pan-Africanism don't seem to want to let go their dreams of becoming actual Africans. And that's okay, because we love that lineage. We love the fact that our ancestors had that and the costumes and everything, but we cannot go into African embassy and be imported, even though we were kidnapped. Not alone being kidnapped, the real crime is that slavery was inbred. So we are forms of inbred people. I hate to say this, but it's true. There was a real humanitarian crisis. And all other groups got the value of their wealth concerning what was done wrong to them and what was due to them. Pan-Africanism never existed for us. It always was a secret. And these other groups, they got whatever they deserved in terms of reparations, in terms of economic value, as far as law and constitutional rights. And we've been sitting here all this time, and we built the strong structure of this country. We're not going to come back and sit back and let people be derogatory concerning our business affairs and us as people in particularly. And Pan-Africanism never did stand for us. I mean, they go around with themselves, a lot of them are bougie, and I understand my sister is a Pan-African. I mean, she had separated herself from the family at one time. And forbid her seeing this video. But anyway, she's an educator. But she's now come back around because she cannot really run from her true existence. Her true existence is she's an American descendant of slavery. Our great-great-grandmother was a slave. We still got that little bit of land that she had, the house where she was turned free. And her daughter became a midwife and a school teacher. Our grandfather on my granddad's side was burned alive because he was half white. And they got away. The KKK burned him alive. We were sold. We were not kidnapped. We were sold. The African did sell us. Now, I think it came in terms of a kidnapped scenario. It was perpetuated that we were kidnapped. But what I'm saying is the African Pandas can't go over there and say, well, we were kidnapped and we're looking for our heritage, and where I live, they see me 3/5 of the human. They'll laugh you out of there. Because you're American, and first and foremost, they know you weren't kidnapped. It was a business arrangement. Slavery was an institution in a business against the humanitarian crime of people, of our human beings. So we weren't kidnapped, but that still doesn't give the slave owners that are here, that were European, the right to reign over us as in terms of community wealth, economic wealth, and leave us in dire situation, as though our constitutional right tells us we deserve it and were stamped and signed for us to be a protected class. So a lot of black people that don't want to say nothing about ADOS because they have a lot of white friends and stuff. The white people, a lot of them are not offended by this. The only people that I know offended by it is immigration. I think that's the Americans, along with our fellow whites, are pretty much more our constituents than any other group. So they understand when this did happen. We did give other people reparations, but don't send Elizabeth Warren before us and insult us by trying to steady compensate the Indians. They already been compensated, and they on the books for being compensated. But anyway, they Pan-Africanism, they have a pain running through them because they feel like they were onto something by going over there, and that's okay. That's fine. That's your resort. We understand that, but don't you dare don't forget where you come from, because now you are in you're committing suicide economically. You want to run from a first world country which you are native to, that is in debt with you, to go to a third world country where they are in tribalism and people pissing in the river. And Yvette Carnell said, "What y'all drinking?" I mean, that's what that's like. And you run over there, and we understand that. You want to be a part, and I want to visit too, but that's not what it is. I'm an American, and I need to be on status as a protected class of American. We are a first world country, and I'm proud of it. And I'm out there recruiting, and I'm doing it very finely and well, and people are excited by it. But when I go outside and I see other people excited about their regime and their renaissance around us in our cities, enjoying themselves, passing around drinks and talking, it's very real to us that they are celebrating. The Latinos are celebrating. The East Indians are in everything, and the Chinese, and they are over here practicing law and all this. When you go inside these restaurants, you don't see a whole bunch of black people where they buying steaks. And I mean, I go in there. I take very good care of myself. We were told to be educated in my family, even though when I was smaller, I was a victim of drugs and all of that kind of stuff. I wasn't doing them, but definitely sold some. People don't know that. But I got away really quick. And thank God I escaped prison, because I definitely wouldn't be an American citizen, because I wouldn't have a right to vote. So, you know what I'm saying? So that we out there looking at it like, we out there and they seek me too. And there's times where they have treated me and my entourage like another people, and we got up and left. We said, okay, that's okay. We'll find somewhere else to go. Thank you. And, they're out there enjoying their renaissance because they are encouraged. They are protected under our laws. The 14th Amendment is not for them. They having children on that 14th Amendment. Their children become American citizens of a first world country, enjoying what slaves were forced to build, taking pictures of our old stuff, what we built, and looking at our museums and everything over here. Okay, we want you to come, but have some respect for us. And the first and foremost, we're going to the government to make sure they respect us in the economic value first. And then we can put other things in place, and it can snowball and other people can join, because a lot of our rich people are degenerates. They want to be, I listen to all kind of music, but they want to be gangster rappers and this and that because it pays them. They're degenerates. That's not no real wealth. Very seldom few of them have real wealth. A lot of them rent cars and houses. A lot of people don't know that. That's not real wealth. That's not wealthy. They don't have real business camaraderie. They have CEOs over them. People who own farms and stuff. Orange farms and wine farms. That's real wealth. People who have land and hills over mountains. That's wealth. And they own buildings in downtown areas. That is wealth. When every person in your family got over $1 billion because you got 200 billion. And you got 200 people in your family, that's wealth or something like that. We don't understand that. And so they created degenerates due to our demise, due to us not getting what we deserve. They have created degenerates, and we have fell for it because we were opportunists. I mean, we were open to all kinds of abuse because we didn't get what we were due to in order to build. You can tell somebody to build a house and all you get them is a hammer and a few nails. They can't build no house with that. They don't have all this stuff, but then they go and pay for it, and you still don't give it to them. That's what that's like. We paid for everything. We worked for free. We made sure we done a very good job. We did clean labor, hard labor, constant labor, where we had to die to do it. The steps of the White House, to the woodsheds, to all the historical churches. I fought all the wars here, and we can't exchange on reparations. What are you talking about? This is deplorable. That's why they're trying to give it to us. But Elizabeth Warren came forth and was offensive. You don't bring up the Indians when we talk about our cause. That's offensive. And they're trying to throw around gifts so you can gain votes. That game over. That dog don't hunt no more. And these people that are talking, the immigrants, y'all ain't got no dogs in this race. Now, if y'all want to help and say, well, we promote you, that's what I call integrity. Furthermore, y'all don't have no dogs in this race. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit more about it because this is what's important to me, right now. And I will talk about other things too, but we are collectively looking to be a group for our self-concerns. And at night, when we go out, I do see other people practicing in their renaissance of success in our country, and they're out eating steaks and stuff. And a lot of Black people are still trying to get off some drugs that was projected against them, or who dead and gone from crack that was perpetual on our community, who got killed and who dead and gone to war on drugs, suffering, told they can't have this, buying rent houses from the powers that be. And a lot of these white folks don't own those houses. Some immigrants don't own those houses too. East Indians on CEO status in our country because they had a right to do it over our heads because the laws were not set in place that were supposed to be for us. And they're out there reigning in successes. And now, 2019, that's over. We're projecting a new image. And I give kudos to ADOS. ADOS people, thank you for joining me. Subscriber, thank you for joining me. I already been here 32 minutes. I like to be here longer, and we can talk about some more stuff, but I got to get myself ready to do a report. And I thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe to my channel, Harper Community First. Thank you. Peace. Peace.